I'm like, ooh, I wrote my niggas all day long with bowling hoops.
Your boy, your main man in the city, DJ Blitz. Let's go.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it very much, and I always love Q&As, and yeah, I'm really excited. It's been a couple beautiful days in Halifax, and what a beautiful city it's about to be this summer. Tourists are already here.
It's the best place. It's the best place to be in the summer, no?
Oh yeah,
Halifax.
Yeah, I always say it's like the people who like come back in the summer after being out on like, to their second house in like Florida or something. It's like, hey, you didn't endure this winter like we just did. You don't deserve this summer as much as we do.
I know. You've been there too, right?
Yeah, once when I was 10 to Disney World.
Disney World. How do you like that?
It was good. Yeah, I mean, like I got heat stroke. Like I'm not great with heat. Luckily in Halifax, like I find it's like it doesn't get too hot during the summer, and it not too cold in the winter, so it's kind of like a nice in between for people who don't like the extremes.
Right.
I'm from Winnipeg, so like we got the really cold, like dry cold in the winter, and then the summer you get that really dry heat. Yeah. So it's a little difficult, but yeah, here it's like, you can enjoy a nice walk by the ocean, and I'm just looking forward to some, Halifax waterfront walks. I got a dog now, so.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, what kind of dog?
Golden retriever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a boy or a girl?
It's a boy. Bodie. He's got his own Instagram, Simply Bodie.
Oh yeah, nice.
Shameless plug.
Ready for all that work, you gotta take him out for a walk.
I know. Yeah.
You're a pretty busy man too.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So like, Catherine and I, we've been dating for over a year now, and basically we're like, all right, this is two of us that owning this dog. The only way it works is if we both put the work in. Yeah. Luckily, our schedules matched up, and we already had a couple cats, and nice. It's funny because like I think a lot of people just kind of picture me as this like go nightclub like I was always just out and about doing content, but like I actually do like have like that kind of like I enjoy just sitting at the house, being a bit of a homebody, sometimes watching Netflix, and I just polished off a lot of TV series this week, and like we're watching I think 1923 and stuff. So I always like to keep up with the TV series because it's like people will just, have you seen the new this? Have you seen that?
I was going to ask you too, did you watch The Sinister?
I saw Sinister. It was good. It was really good. And I mean, like, I just find like I was just missing out because I would say, no, I haven't seen the new this or that. And I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to watch this.
I'm just going to watch it. It's a little alone time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just watch it. You shoot and you'll go.
Yeah. And, I'm a DJ, radio host, content creator, and I've been doing it for about 11 years now. Wow. So no spring chicken by any means, but I initially started when I was 19, and it was my brother who really got me into it. I come from a long line of performers in my family. Mm-hmm. My grandma was a singer. Grandpa was a trombone player. My brother's a producer. My dad was a singer. So It was just like, I knew it had always been in the excitement of being in front of people, even when I played basketball and volleyball, the thrill of being like in a provincial final, that had always been kind of in the back of my head after graduating. It's like, oh man, I really miss that feeling of just like the excitement of like, 30 seconds left. And DJing I found was the only outlet that really gave me that rush when it's like, I look out and, I've DJed once for like 10,000 people, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, that's
and that was
how do you handle that pressure?
Honestly, like, so when this was actually the event with 10,000 people was in Halifax at the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. That was when Bill Burr and Jerry Seinfeld came to town.
Was it like 2 years ago? Or like
it was 2 years ago, and I was on stage and I just looked out and I just saw. It was like, oh my goodness, like Woodstock 99, like that many people. And your brain just starts to see the people as an image. Right. It's a still image. It almost looked like a painting at one point. Right. And, and it's just like you just have to breathe because that's your brain being able to short circuit your brain, because then it just induces more anxiety into your body if you're just focusing on how much you're panicking, right? So I just kind of took a deep breath, scrolled through my music, and picked the next best song for the crowd. And meanwhile, and this is funny because like I knew I wanted to grab that shot of like 10,000 people, me with the crowd, one for the milestone. And I look over and the photographer's on the left side of the stage. I'm like, all right, this is my chance. This is my one chance to get that shot. P-shot. And so I look over and I'm like, oh, come on, is she paying attention? She's paying attention. Finally, I managed to wave her down because if I had waited like a couple minutes longer, I would have lost it.
Would have lost it, yeah.
But she came over, she took the shot, and so that's actually, it's become like my cover photo on every platform.
Hey, come on. It would be everybody's cover photo, man. That's great, man.
That one's going to be hard to beat for
quite a while. Maybe.
Yeah, I think everything just kind of led up to that point with like, I remember doing like little pool halls DJing for 10 people out in like rural Manitoba and just kind of working the way up. And a lot of people I find just see the finale, and I like to think like me and
they don't look at the journey.
No, and that's the thing is like I think people see like me in Halifax. It's like an already established like following on social media and kind of the skill of DJing that I had been practicing for years and years. Like this is not an overnight thing. This is just kind of me advancing to the next step in my career.
Is TikTok your most followed social media platform?
Yeah, I would say that is definitely the most followed in terms of a following on there.
Yeah.
I find Instagram Reels has been more consistent.
Yeah.
TikTok's almost like a game of roulette. I describe it as like, you post something, you don't know if it's gonna get 200 likes or 200,000.
Yes, yeah, it's so unpredictable, man. You just put it out there and just hope for the best.
Well, it's all algorithms now. It's all
algorithms.
So you could have someone who's literally has 5 followers and gets 1 million views.
Yeah, it's just you just gotta understand how they work, man. I just don't know. Sometimes. Yeah, for a content creator, it's just these days it's just important to understand the algorithms and 100%. How they work. For you to like be able to crack that, that viewership that you want.
If anyone knows the secret behind the algorithm, but it's always changing.
It's always changing. Right? It's never. It keeps evolving. It's never the same.
Yeah.
With all the following you have across all your social medias, like how do you like the journey? Was there a lot of ups and downs when
I mean, like for me, the hardest part was just kind of staying hungry because, there is no real end. And I say an example of, let's say, artists who we used to dance and sing along to their popular songs in, 2010, 2012, whatever. And it's like, oh, whatever happened to Fetty Wap, right? Or something. And I think a lot of the time is like a lot of these artists or content creators, they get their little taste of fame or views or what have you, and then they're satisfied, like they've hit their threshold. For me, it's just like I never really got into it for any sort of attention. I really like editing. I really like mixing music. Yeah, I like the grunt work and hours and hours. I like that feeling of it's satisfactory to me. So that's what's kind of kept me going and evolving, because like at one point I was on TikTok making funny tweets and memes, and then everyone just got off Twitter, and then I had to move on to TikTok. And I'm like, oh, great, I got to relearn this one now, right? And it's like, now I'm on YouTube trying to get YouTube Shorts going. So it's like, it never ends. Like, work never ends. And like, people just like, I'll be at the clubs and people just be asking me like, hey, like, I haven't seen any TikToks this month. And I'm just like, gotta re-engage that algorithm.
You gotta. What was your reaction when you got that shout out from Justin Bieber?
Oh, yeah. So that was, it's actually a funny story. So I was doing a radio show at the time on Virgin Radio in Winnipeg. And this had been like a video, specifically it was the Sean Paul temperature trend where it was someone clapping. And I'm like, oh yeah, Sean Paul temperature has a lot of claps in that. And it's like someone being the clap person as if it's actually someone in the studio.
Yeah.
But what a funny visual.
It was.
I just hopped on the trend. Yeah. And then I recorded that video probably in like 10 seconds. in my basement, and I tossed it up. Didn't really think too much of it. The video itself didn't really go too viral, but it was picked up from Memesar. So Memesar posted on theirs, and then I saw like my notifications. When I say there was probably like 80 notifications like that, like it was the most amount of DMs I think I've ever received, and they just kept coming, and it all said the same thing. Yo, Justin Bieber just posted your video. Justin Bieber. I was like, what?
Did you even believe it first when you got the first notification? Until you checked.
I thought it was like fake, like people were pranking me or something. But then it's like, I went and looked. I was like, there's no way to see like yourself on his channel or whatever, right? And then nothing. So it's one of those things, right? Like you think friends are messaging me, yo, bro, you're gonna get like, invited down and like meet him and all that. It's like, well, I mean, he used to live in Winnipeg, this is like I knew friends back in the day who actually knew him personally and stuff. Right. So I knew him like kind of through people, like it was like 1 degree of separation, like before he blew up with Baby with Ludacris and stuff. But I was like, you know what? The best course of action is just to like, I kind of did not acknowledge it because I found when I acknowledged it online, the buzz was just done immediately, right? Because he acknowledged
after that,
so I just kept it going, and someone's like, okay, well, there's a sweet spot where if you acknowledge it at this time, it's kind of when the hype's going on and you kind of build off of it. And then that was that. And then I tried I think we tried reaching out to him for like an interview or something like that, and he never got back. But if I see him like in the streets or something in like LA one time or Toronto, I'll be like, oh, remember that video? And he'd probably
he would remember.
He would 100% remember.
Yeah, for sure. He would. Yeah, he would. He took that time to be able to
it's on his phone in his archive.
Yeah, he can't forget that, man. Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
How much is the highest you've been paid for a performance and where?
I think the highest was a door deal. Now, if people don't know what a door deal is, it's where a DJ will actually refuse a flat pay, like a payment, like here's $250, and basically get paid nothing except the door. So it's an event where people will pay $10 to enter into the building, and they basically get just the door. So it can be nothing if nobody shows up to the event, but it could be if hundreds of people show up. That's $3,000. So I think the most was when I did a door deal once at an event in Winnipeg, and it was around $2,500 for a night, and I was really happy with it. That's what got me my first car, and I remember coming home that night, and I kind of just put the money down on the table, and I told my parents, I'm buying a car. Yeah. And it was kind of a surreal moment. And the next time I went down to that club, they're like, yeah, like we can't do any more door deals with you. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, it was too much. Like you definitely, but that club that, where I got that $2,500 from for that night, I guess we had some successful events before that. Yeah. And I feel like the manager knew I kind of didn't get enough pay for those previous events. So I think this was almost like a thank you.
Yeah, be fair type.
Yeah, now just sit down and go back to your regular day.
What's the worst song you've ever been requested? And
okay, I think it would be this song by the Veronicas. And what it is just like this kind of like emo punk song.
Yeah.
And the reason it's like ingrained into my brain is because there'd be the same people coming to the club every time I'd be performing there.
Yeah.
And they're going, hey, play the song by the Veronicas. And the first couple times I just didn't recognize it. So I just didn't really throw it into the playlist.
Yeah.
And then I was driving home from the club one night and I played it and I'm like, what was possibly going through these patrons' minds that they thought this would be played at the club? And it was bad.
It's not a club worthy.
No, like as a song, sure, maybe like on a road trip or something, but most song requests that I get at the club are absolute dog. Like they're just like I think there's a reason they're requesting because they know it's not going to get played.
Yeah.
But can you still get played?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I don't honestly. I don't even know who the Veronicas are. So apologize. Like, I'm sure they're great artists, but punk rock is not.
It's
really,
not. It's not a vibe.
No. For me, it's like I like to often like package together, types of songs. So if I'm doing throwback, I'll maybe do a couple other throwbacks. So if I'm going Get Low by Little John, maybe I'll throw in Party Up by DMX, Crazy in Love, and then I'll kind of mix into something else because like if I do too much throwback, current, EDM, hip hop, throwback, then people can't really get into a vibe.
Yeah.
And it's all about the vibes at the club where people are like, oh wow, they get a nice 15 minutes of just like A-Ladies by Travis Porter, I Don't F With You, Big Sean, right? And imagine hearing like, I don't know, like Shania Twain after that. Bro, like what? Well, you just say, what's going on? Like,
what's your go-to track that you can quickly get up the crowd, a dead crowd?
Yeah. That is 100% Starships by Nicki Minaj. There's something about it that it's like people love to sing along. It's energetic. It's versatile.
Yeah.
It works at any event. And once I see the crowd a little bit dead, they need a little injection of some vocals. That Starships is meant. Oh my God, people just get right into it.
It's really especially. Played at 2 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Interesting. So, like, I mean, peak hour is different in every city and clubs across Canada. But what I've noticed is, like, Halifax is a really early city. So, peak hour might be 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
And that's, like, a warm-up in some other place. Like, if you go to Montreal, like, people probably aren't showing up to the club till, like, 11:45, midnight. And then it's, like, people... Someone told me once, there's a DJ, he's like, oh man, I can't believe you played Effin' Problems by ASAP Rocky so soon. I think I played it at like 10:45, and which is a bit soon. I'll give it to him, it's a bit soon to play at the club. But he's like, that should all be played like after 1 a.m. And I'm like, after what? Bro, what are you playing until 1 a.m.? Like, what? After what? I consider after 1 a.m. like, that's pizza time. That's like...
It's time for you to, after you have all the drinks in, you just try to go get some pizza and just chill.
Yeah.
And come back to the club.
Well, also, there's a couple other clubs you got to hit up after one. So if you're going to the Pint at, 10:30, 11, it's like you still got the Toothy Moose later. The Basement. But that's also unique to Halifax where it's like they're open till 3:30. Yeah. No clubs in Winnipeg are open till 3:30. So.
No. I was even in the U.S., I think South Carolina.
Yeah,
clubs are closed at 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m. I think is the standard for clubs. So it's we're lucky out here, and that's kind of like why I got so excited to come out here to DJ. Is that there's so many clubs and bars. I shouldn't say clubs. I should say there's a lot more bars here
than clubs.
People love the bars here.
Bars are nice, because they turn out later on into a dance floor, which is good. So that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's your biggest musical influences, both with the DJing industry or outside of it?
So it's actually funny. My biggest influence and how I got into DJing was actually Porter Robinson. Oh. And he's an EDM star. I listened to like one of his sets. It was Porter Robinson live at Hull. And I just was fascinated by like his quick mixing, and I just literally went out to buy my DJ equipment right after that and started to kind of mimic his style. Yeah. And then later I got into more hip hop because I started to see at the clubs a lot of the hip hop was hitting with the audience a lot better than EDM was. Yeah. So you'll see like my style is a lot like at the Pine and other places in Halifax, it's a lot of EDM hip hop influence. Yeah. So I'll kind of have like, you could be listening to Bad and Bougie by Migos, and then I'll go into like a EDM remix
of it. Yeah.
But that's, Porter's just like, I'll still listen to like some of the sets, but I was also, I I'm big into running, so like I would listen to his set every single run I go on for an hour. I just he's really talented. And then like other guys like Party Favor, he's like a trap producer.
Yeah.
Love Party Favor's style. And then in terms of hip hop, if I had to pick hip hop, I'm pretty generic with it, but just like Tyga, Big Sean, you know,
those are really good.
Even like Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah. Just I love the generic hip hop. You know. Yeah.
Those are. I listen to them every time, man. Yeah. I listen to EDM sometimes too.
It had its prime. EDM had its prime like probably in I saw Skrillex 2012 in Winnipeg at Shaw Park. It was like a baseball diamond, and that was so surreal to see like dubstep with that many people just losing their minds with these lasers around. And that was when I was, I think, like 16 or 17. And so I'd say that Skrillex show even predates the Porter Robinson. So I could even give maybe a little credit to Skrillex too on that for influencing a young boy to get into DJing. But yeah, definitely say, I'm gonna go with My Type by Sweetie. I know it's a little older. But it's just so it samples Freak a Leak, right? Yeah. And I don't know, it just like pulls on the nostalgia a bit, but it's really like when people hear it, they flood the dance floor and they sing along, and that's kind of, I know it's a little older, but we haven't had a whole lot of recent like hip hop songs that have really taken off.
Yeah, because we've had. The songs that have been like since that early 2000s, right?
Yeah,
that's still up to date. Still,
it is
trending. Like.
Well, and I think the thing is, like, I had someone come up to me recently at the club, and they're like, "Oh man, like, can you play some new hip hop?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean new?" They're like, "Oh, I don't know, like Bust It by Erica Banks." Like from like 2020? What? Like what do you mean new, right? So it's like it's become so subjective what's new. Yeah. And I find that funny that it's like, "Oh, well, can you name some songs from 2024, 2025?" Oh yeah. Cuz I'm also DJing here for 5 hours, 6 hours, right?
Yeah,
so
right, yeah.
I got to pull from 2012, right?
Yeah.
But I mean like Taste by Tyga is still one I'll play. Even, you know what? I should say...
Even those Snoop Dogg songs. What is it called again?
What's with you and Snoop Dogg?
There's this Snoop Dogg song.
Drop It Like It's Hot?
Yeah, it's still bumping in the club, right?
Yeah, I'll play a little Snoop Dogg.
And, wait, is it California Ghost? I don't think so. No, it's not California Ghost.
No.
How about, what's this song about America?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Bro, even like, it just completely was just an absolute mind block just now, but like Glorilla, Sexy Red, Ice Spice, like those three, now that I think about it, Looking for the is like popping off right now. Yeah. What's the Glorilla one? Yeah. What you gonna do or
I think it's
what you know about me or well, how can I play this song all the time? Like what you whatever it's called, that one and Glow.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great mix because it's like, you know, we're trying to like obviously play more like, you know, female artists, yeah. So but it's still hip hop.
Yeah, so. Glorilla is actually nice with it too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sexy Red, yeah. You know, she has a couple.
Get It Sexy, that's always really good.
That's really good,
yeah.
And who else? Ice Spice. Yeah. Do you listen to her?
I would say probably of the three, like Glorilla, Sexy Red, and Ice Spice, I'd probably put Sexy Red up first, then Glorilla, then Ice Spice. But like, I mean, I have like my big five, right? Ice Spice, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla.
For the females.
Yeah, and like now it's like, oh my gosh, like what an amazing rotation. So I'll kind of just like, as I'm mixing, I'll do like, and it's actually like a conscious effort. Well, I'll try to mix up male and female artists just so it's not too oversaturated. Yeah. and then I'll go into like Rihanna dance music, Pitbull, Flo Rida, back to ASAP Ferg, and then just kind of mix it up like that.
What's your top 5?
Ooh, song wise?
Hip hop artist. Dead or alive?
Dead or alive? I would probably say, well, okay, Drake is like McDonald's, right? Like Drake.
So Drake number 1?
Drake, you have to look at the numbers, right? So when you're looking at the number of hits he's had over the years and how well those hits have done, like platinum, diamond, right? We're talking like he has more hits than any artist ever. Drake's got to be number 1. Number 2 would probably be, I have to give that to probably Biggie. Then Tupac. So Drake, Biggie, Tupac, and then I would go with maybe, I guess Kendrick, Eminem. Yeah. And not necessarily like I would have to rethink that order, but those would be the big 5, and that's just due to like longevity, right?
Longevity, yeah.
And
like Drake has a crazy longevity.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you could say what you want about Drake, or just like I'm a fan of Kendrick, or vice versa, or whatever. But if we're talking just the career, like I remember 2009, Ransom came out.
Yeah.
Right. And Ransom was when I was in grade 9. So I was 13. I'm 31 now.
Yeah.
So we're talking that 17 years.
17 years, yeah.
And it's like, this guy doesn't miss.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. Like, and it's like,
he's on his own point.
Yeah. And like, maybe like, some of a couple of the tracks, people like them not as much as they used to. Like Nokia was kind of like a nice comeback track from whatever. And but like, I am blown away by this guy's talent over the years, the features, and in the industry, like they do need Drake for sure.
It's undeniable, man. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Rough feud that they had last year. Do you think how did it affect hip hop? What do you think?
I mean, like I don't think like a hip hop beef is necessarily new to the industry, because I was talking with a lot of the other DJs and artists about it, and this dates back to like 50 Cent and Ja Rule, and it's like West versus East, and like I mean, like I think at the end of the day, it's if an artist realizes they can kind of up their career at someone else's expense, or just like try to. It's obviously worked out for Kendrick with the Grammys and everything.
Yeah.
I think that Kendrick was maybe punching up.
Yeah.
And the reason he won the beef, so to speak, was because people like to maybe root for the underdog, let's say.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, so when it's like
I agree with
punching up, if Drake comes back, Drake, you're good.
You're good. Yeah.
You're good, man.
He's not going away.
Yeah, right. Like, so that I think is what almost allowed it, whereas like if it had been someone who was like a lot lower status, people would be like, oh, come on, Kendrick, right? But I mean, it's one of those things where Noah performed at the Super Bowl, and and he got the the Grammy Awards, and I think we live in a time now where people love the abnormal events. So we've seen it with like the Hawk Tuah situation, right?
Yeah,
where it's just people are often obsessed now with like, let's try to make something a trend that shouldn't be a trend necessarily. Yeah. Like the egg, right? Let's get this egg more likes on Instagram than Kylie Jenner or whatever, right? Like
the internet is so undefeated, man. The internet is so undefeated. I'm telling you.
Or like the bowl of strawberries, where it's like, let's make this video of the bowl of strawberries have millions of views, and that's just the time it is. So I think people are like, they jumped on board the beef just because other people were talking about it, and it just organically becomes
and
this event. Yeah, it was so bizarre. Just
I know.
I still like. I'll play like Not Like Us sometimes at the club, and it's like it's risky because there are people who will give me the finger because they're Drake fans and hardcore Drake fans, and they're like, no, bro, we live in Canada. Not cool. And that's what happened to Rick Ross.
It happened.
Right? I'm like, I'm not trying to get Rick Ross here, right? Like,
yeah, you're good. You're in Halifax, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I don't know. It's like, but I'll also like mix it up where I'll play Not Like Us and I'll follow it up, right, with the motto.
Like,
I'm the effing man.
Yeah,
right after
right
They
after
Not
that.
Like Us. And it's like, people are like,
So,
okay, I see what you
balance.
did.
Yeah, that's right. You're trying to, it's different crowd. You just try to, meet the expectations.
Exactly. Make everyone happy.
What's the toughest part about DJing?
I would say the toughest part is to keep everyone on the dance floor, especially if there's like a low number of people, because it's like,
because you need people to keep people.
You need people to keep people. And what I've seen happen sometimes, it happens a few times now and then, but there'll be a group, I'll play a song that they don't like, half of the people on the dance floor will leave just to maybe go get a drink because they're not feeling the song, or to leave, right? Or to go somewhere else because they can, because it's Halifax. They just walk
it's
the
like,
streets.
right, it's just like a walking distance.
Right. But then I'll also lose that other group because it's like, oh, well, I guess everyone's leaving. And then now there's no one on the dance floor. And everyone new coming to the place will have a hard time coming in and staying. Yeah. So it's so tricky sometimes in Halifax where there's other options.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because
I see that at Tutti Moves too.
Oh
I'll be just standing there. I see people come. Because I'm sober all the time. Yeah. I'm just looking at people's reaction. I just kind of read what they're thinking and all that. Yeah. But it's actually true. When they come in, like a song they didn't like, they just go and lean. They just go and lean on the like by the bar, or like just sit down when the song that they like comes up. Yeah, they get up and go dance, or they leave. It's just as hard.
And I find like there's not a whole lot of window for any sort of patience, right? Where it's like I'll play like what's called a hype edit, and what that is it's like I'll play a song like the song that they want, but it's gonna have like a hands up, everybody hands up for like 20 seconds, and it's just like a general like different song, and then I'll play their song that they like, but by the time that the song actually comes on, they're gone, and it's like, oh man, this is just a hype edit, this is just a different way of bringing in the song. But it's also a blessing and a curse with the Halifax strip on Argyle and Grafton, because it's like you can work with all the people coming in, but that's where it's like when I see the dance floor empty for a second and people new come in, I kind of play a song that will draw as many people to the floor to retain that floor. It didn't end well. Actually, it didn't end well for King Kong. Sorry. That's another just weird trend. It's like who's coming up with these? Sounds like something that would be said like at 4 a.m. at a bad house party outside. The crappy table, that crappy green table with the glass top, and just, hey man, you ever like what? Oh my god.
It's
What do you think?
I was thinking about it too. I was like, who came up with this conversation? But anyways, let's jump in. I think, to me, it depends on who the 100 man is.
Like,
it's just a little man like us.
Yeah, 100 Navy SEALs, is it, right?
Or is it just like 100 Dwayne Johnson? That 100 Dwayne Johnsons definitely taking down the gorilla down.
Yeah, 100.
It really depends too. Like just you said, that gorilla is gonna get tired.
100%
for sure. Yeah, I think 100 men could win that fight.
I think so. Like, there's, I don't know. Like, there's gorillas out there. There's like a few zookeepers who are keeping them, you know, those rooms and those solariums. So like, if you get 100, like, I don't know. For some reason, it's like people don't think about that. It's like there's one zookeeper who would probably get absolutely demolished by this gorilla, but maybe one of those 100 men is a zookeeper who would be able to, you know how to command them. You know, the gorilla whisperer. I don't know.
It's funny, man. That was a funny trend, but
Yeah.